Okay, let's talk quarterbacks. Starting with Kellen Mond. His stock is going it's soaring and it's hilarious. But I think it's warranted. I mean, when you dig into guys like I've been comparing him to Jay Cutler recently because that's a guy that the Shanahans already took with the 11th pick. This guy's so similar to Jay Cutler physically, and his resume is better. So anyway, Chris Sims points it out. He makes a good point. It seems like this guy really does fit the profile of a top 15 pick, potentially.
Yeah.
Do you think Kyle Shanahan likes Kellen Mond as much as Chris Sims does? Because Chris Sims is like, he fits Kyle's offense. Don't be shocked. It's like, wow. Do you think Kyle would agree with that?
Well, he's coming with conviction.
Yeah.
I don't know how much I believe that conviction though, just because with Sims and Shanahan being so close, if he knew that he fit that offense so well, does he really want to hype him up and kind of undercut his buddy? With the Mahomes thing, that was a behind the door conversation. So I don't know how real this is, but let's assume that it is completely real for a second.
That's a really good point. Yeah.
Then yeah, I would have to say that he would be super interested because he's got to trust what Sims is telling him. Sims already told him to take Mahomes possibly at 3.
It almost sounds like Sims is like giving his advice publicly. Like, dude, you don't listen to me. So now I'm going to put the pressure on you. Like, this is what you need to do. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Look at my track record. Tell me I'm wrong. I'm impeccable. Like, whatever you think you know, whoever you're listening to isn't as good as me. I'm telling you, Kellen Mond, do it. I think it's really interesting. And he lays it out. He's like, he's got the quick release. He can throw all the short stuff. When people look and evaluate quarterbacks, I'm always seeing clips of like, man, look at this downfield throw where he's rolling left and hits a guy. It's like, you threw that 3 times this year, maybe 3 times this year.
Right.
What Kyle's looking at is, can you execute the slants, the posts, the digs, which I call 15 times a game? How precisely do you execute that? If you don't, then I can't use you. That's what he's thinking. And what the appeal of a guy like him, of a guy like Cutler, is that they're pocket passers plus. At least they were coming out of college. They're pocket passers with the athleticism. They did run a little bit. And they're experienced. I think whatever Mike saw in Jay Cutler, Kyle would see in Mond. And I think the upside there is freaking Cutler won 11 games in college in 4 years. Mond won 31. So I do think he's a much better player than Cutler was.
Yeah, I agree with that. And he definitely does want a quarterback, I would imagine, that can protect himself, whether he's mobile as far as Yes. So I do think that he would like Mond. I just hope he doesn't like him at 12.
I mean, here's the thing. Ideally, you want to take Mond in the 3rd round. That's what I thought was going to happen. Yeah. But then what I'm hearing is, hey, don't be surprised if 4 quarterbacks go in the top 4 picks. Okay. And then it's like, well, don't be surprised if Mac Jones goes top 8. So you're saying 5 quarterbacks in the top 8 picks. Okay. And there's still teams that need quarterbacks. So like the 6th quarterback could go top 15. And it seems like Mond would be number 6.
Yeah.
Could be 6. And it's like, well, yeah, you'd like to trade down, but how do you know the Patriots won't take him at 15? What are their options if they don't get Jimmy Garoppolo? Josh McDaniel likes quarterbacks who can move. He was in Tebow. Maybe the Niners feel like, man, if maybe we can move down to 13 or 14, but if we go too far, God knows it's a weird year. I don't know. It's a weird year.
Yeah, it's crazy because you just talked about Kellen Mond being a fast riser all of a sudden. We've already seen this with Mac Jones.
Yep.
Like, this isn't normal. Usually there's a guy pre-draft that rises up boards. Right now there's 2 guys. And really 3 if you count Wilson. I mean, all of a sudden he's number 1 on Sims' list. It's like, oh, geez. Like, we have 3 quarterbacks that are rising up the board quick. Now, the question that I have is, there's been a lot of time to analyze all of this.
Mm-hmm.
And with no combine, I'm curious to see what actual NFL scouts and GMs think of these quarterbacks, because we are under the assumption that these guys are all going to go top 10. That's fantastic. Sure. But what do these teams actually think of these quarterbacks? Because you and I already discussed it. It's more likely that only one of these quarterbacks actually does something in this draft versus multiple guys hitting. And if they know that and free agency is first, let those dominoes fall. And then let's see what actually happens come draft time. So I'm curious to see how this really plays out.
Yeah, me too. It just seems like the trend right now is these young quarterbacks do well, except for Tua and Dwayne Haskins. And I don't know. Most of the young quarterbacks do well. And the cap came down this year. There's more of a demand than ever for the young quarterback. And there could be this crazy new precedent set this year. Maybe not. But I've seen like prominent NFL national journalists with crazy mock drafts with like 4 quarterbacks going top 4, 5 quarterbacks in the top 10. And so the next question is, okay, well then can the 6th guy go 12? Yeah.
Yeah.
Can the 6th guy go 15th? Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that's why people are having this conversation. I think people are trying to see what the 2021 landscape is. And most years you would not take the 6th quarterback in the draft. At 12, you wouldn't do it.
No.
But this is not most years. This is different. So
yeah, it is.
Real quick, I'll answer these questions, and then we'll get to what everyone's been waiting for.
All right.
Kyle Trask. Tommy Huxley says, what do you think they do with Ronald Blair? Good question. What do you think?
I think they'll bring him back. But 1 year cheap. I think you got it. He's not going to have any value anywhere else.
Exactly. They'll offer him a cheap little deal, and what is he going to do? He might
Make him prove it in training camp.
Maybe he'll leave and just so he can get to a different training staff. No, I think he'll probably want to be with Kosaric. I think Kosaric is just breathes money into these mid-level backup defensive linemen. It's like, you want to get one good payday, stick with me. So yeah, he's been with the Niners his whole career. He's still rehabbing. I think they stick with him.
Yeah.
In 2020, Watson's offense scored 23 points a game. Trubisky led the crap Bears to 27 points a game. Why ignore MT? He checks every box, 2 exclamation points. Winner with upside. Dang, Steve. I'm the original Mitchell Trubisky fan.
Yeah,
you don't have to sell me. I like when people talk about trading for Darnold, I'm like, I don't want to tweet it because I just don't want to have a bad day and then bring it all on myself. But I'm just like, Trubisky's better though. It's like, why do we try? Trubisky's better. I don't know. I mean, depending on the price, I just thought that he finished the season off pretty well and is going to get a solid deal from someone, and the Niners probably shouldn't go that route. What do you think?
I don't know what kind of deal he's going to get. What I will say is whatever the Bears are doing right now, they're royally screwing themselves because they have dipped their toes into every other quarterback's pool that has become available this offseason. And Mitchell Trubisky has got to be looking at this going, I am not re-signing with you guys. You didn't give me the 5th-year option. You told me I was the guy still coming back. And you literally talked about Stafford. You talked about Wentz. Now you're talking about Russell Wilson. I'm out. I am out.
He needs to leave. Chicago is a terrible place for quarterbacks. It's just a terrible franchise. They never do a good job nurturing the dudes. It's a defense-oriented place. He should leave. I don't know where he's going to get to go, but I still think, I don't know.
Patriots?
He's a good runner. He's got a good arm. He's got a quick release. He seems like he has zero confidence and he doesn't see the field that well. Maybe he could go to the Patriots and sit for Patriots would work. Yeah. We still have no idea what the Patriots are going to do. And I wonder if they're going to do something in the first couple of days of free agency to take away a little leverage for the 49ers. And then, boom, they trade Jimmy Garoppolo for N'Keal Harry. And all the Niners are so happy. Please say go Lions. No.